Vice President Kamala Harris and her campaign are now facing some dire warning signs with just 13 days to go. Democrats are reportedly worried that Harris's message just is not resonating with American voters. The joy phase is officially over, and former President Trump is only building momentum during this final stretch. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kayleigh McEnany, here with my co-host Emily Campagno and Harris Faulkner. Also joining us, Lily Gil-Valletta, Culture Plus Group co-founder and CEO, and Charles Payne, host of Making Money on Fox Business. Well, less than 2 weeks from the election. I keep saying it, but I can't even believe it. And these are not the headlines that the Harris campaign is hoping for. Look at these. The Hill writing, Democrats fear race may be slipping away from Harris. Politico says the clock is ticking. It's kind of ominous. There's, quote, ominous signs that Kamala Harris's blue wall is collapsing. And the Wall Street Journal columnist thinks that Harris needs to turn it around. Even the liberal media is admitting they are very afraid.
I'm starting to worry about the polls because I see a lot of the media saying that he's leading and everybody's getting nervous.
So how did we get here? How is the race this close?
Why is basically every public pollster saying the election is way too close to call?
What is it that's going on here that has allowed this election to be so close?
This race will be far too close because, unfortunately, we do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men, let's be clear, but in small pockets among black and brown men, too.
Yikes. Well, let's talk about that fascist groundswell. Charles, you got a kick out of that.
I did.
Let's pull up I want to pull this up while you speak. The Real Clear Politics average of swing states. The fascist groundswell appears to be real. Donald Trump leading in every swing state, margin of error, nevertheless. But that's the fascist showing up, I guess.
I guess. I mean, you start off the read, right, by saying that her message isn't resonating. What message? Trump bad? Orange man bad? We've been hearing that for a long time. There's no message. There's no meat on the bones. She did no interviews because all of the establishment was able to create this sort of, this momentum. And she rode the momentum. Now, there were some folks out there saying, hey, while you're riding this momentum, try to, get some fundamentals there. Try to, no, they rode the fundamentals till it got wobbly and now it's too late. But, they hear that for some reason it's not the messaging or worse, not the policies that's scaring the hell out of people, but the embedded fascists in the black and Hispanic community, which are well known for having fascists. I mean, this whole thing is absurd and preposterous.
It is absurd and preposterous. Look, Lily, you've got the polling, and the polling could be wrong either way, so you can only trust the polling so much. You have the leaking of Democrats, the bedwetting, if you will, which I think is telling. The Democrats tethering themselves to Trump, like Bob Casey on trade. But then this, to me, is the sign that I'm watching the most, and it's ballots returned by party. And in Pennsylvania, I want viewers to pay close attention to this. I found this data this morning, so you can go on pa.gov. I go on pretty much every day to see the percentage of ballots returned. Democrats, as of 8 a.m. on the 22nd, are at 62%, Republicans 29%, other 10%. Okay, Democrats always vote early. That's not anything, to be concerned about. Republicans. However, here's what's interesting. When you compare that to 2020, the last day of 2020, Republicans have increased their share of ballots returned by 5% in Pennsylvania. Democrats have decreased by 3%. We'll see what happens. There could be Republicans voting for Kamala, but nevertheless, if I were Kamala, I would look at this and I would think, I'm concerned about these slight shifts because slight shifts matter.
Exactly. I mean, remember, Pennsylvania, barely the difference was 100,000 votes. And then when you double click in states like that, back to the diversity, Hispanic and black influence, there are like close to 600,000 eligible Hispanic voters in Pennsylvania. So we got to pay attention to these shifts beyond the emotion of race and identity politics. It's back to, we heard it in the 90s, is the economy stupid? It really is that. So what policy is it that is resonating? And we're seeing that shift and that move amongst Hispanics, among young men, among business people. Bill Ackman just this morning was very bold and strong about Trump's policies for growth. Elon Musk, of course, has been very loud and proud. So there are culture shapers and things that transcend name calling that are moving the people for sure.
I'm so glad you said that, because there are moments that matter, that go viral, Emily. And we saw Donald Trump at McDonald's. We saw him at the Al Smith dinner. We see him doing these very interesting things that create moments. And then I see this data aggregator. He's a reporter. His name's Kyle Tharp, and he tracks digital trends. And this was fascinating. I said the McDonald's stop was the best I'd ever seen in retail politics. And Emily, he says Donald Trump's account accumulated a massive amount of video views on TikTok last week, nearly 300 million, due in large part to content from, he said, his McDonald's stunt. I would call it brilliant politics.
Brilliant politics. And the difference is that it's not horror watching where something goes viral because it's agonizing. The difference is that something has gone viral because it's authentic. Something has gone viral because you are watching a former president enjoy McDonald's, being awesome at it. The people driving up are loving it too. As McDonald's says, I'm loving it. That's the whole point, is that it's real. And for those that have sought to, unsuccessfully for the most part, demonize the president, they are continuing to see the failure over and over again, that actually he's a really incredibly nice guy. He's actually a gentleman. And the inertia is really important. So when we talk about these slim margins and we have those that come heck or high water, I'm never going to vote for Trump. Well, that has really diminished. And there is now an exceptional growing population that is saying, I cannot vote for Kamala, because they cannot vote to prolong the current state of things. And when you compare the policies that have been given to us, which is shaming based on skin color, shaming based on gender, the continued demonization, the associations with Hitler and the like, the point is it all falls flat. So what we see is turnout is really important for still the GOP and also the down ballot, because as they continue to demonize, we need to make sure that it's down ballot that doesn't get captured, because that's that will sort of, I think, shape whether there's things that get done and whether the Senate and Congress, in fact, turn red.
Hey,
wow, there's so much truth in what you, just real quickly, I just have to just say this. So much truth in what you're saying about the shame. Because it doesn't work. And the akimbo hands and all of the mansplaining that former President Barack Obama tried to do to black men just a week ago was really offensive to every American. Who wants that? We're not children. And even the young voters know that. They have a voice.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say with the McDonald's things, anyone, and Kayleigh, obviously, you know this, who spent any time with President Trump, whatever. I spent an hour and a half having lunch with him in the White House. And I told everyone I've met, if you spent an hour and a half with that Trump,
yes,
you would fall in love with him. And that's what we saw at McDonald's. We saw that Trump, everything was gone. Just he loves French fries. He loves people. He's just having such an authentically great time.
That Trump is very easy to fall in love with. And a lot of American voters are seeing that and recognizing it. And to that point on the Faulkner focus, you had young voters on, and they wanted just that. They wanted authenticity.
No, it's so true. We did a roundtable with them, and they had different political points of view, but authenticity was something that's important to every young voter. And we're trying to see whether or not the registration will reach what it did in 2020. So far, it's lagging behind in that very important group for both political parties, with 41 million Gen Zers eligible to vote, some for the very first time, about 8 million of them. So this vote counts. It's always important, and it's our future.
Incredibly interesting time to be a young voter, because for the first time, if we loop in the older Gen Zers and younger millennials, young people make up the vast majority of the largest voting bloc in America. And yet there seems to be this disconnect, because what we're truly looking for in who's going to be our next president of the United States is real authenticity.
Or ancient X.
Oh, my goodness. It kind of hurt me when she said older Gen Zers. I was like, oh, no. Look, they just want people to be real. Because we do get so much that's sort of thrown at us. And if you're in a swing state, we were recently on the road in Georgia for the all-women town hall with Trump. I mean, those ads, it's crazy how many ads there are. So, and they're edited. So you can't parse one thing from another. You've really got to watch the candidates and see if they say something you want to vote about or whatever. They reach your American dream, points that are important to you. But for young people, they're not even getting that exposed to it. So what these candidates say and do mostly is really important. She's had 3.5 years as Vice President, Kamala Harris. He had 3 years before the pandemic as president, and then another through something this country had never seen anything like since 1918, with the influenza outbreak that killed 50 million across the world. So, you look at all of this and you think, we've seen quite a bit from both these people, but those kids weren't voting yet, many of them. So they're looking at now.
Yeah, those kids are looking now. We will see how they vote. And we'll tell you later in the show about a pretty special podcast that reaches a lot of those that you will see the former president on. It's a little tease.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.